because, as I say, we're doing a more kind of chill class where we're just going to move calmly and quietly together through everything. Sue's lit her candles, so she's ready now. Brilliant. We're going to begin sitting down, and you can sit with your legs in any position that works for you. And then if you prefer to stand, you can also stand if that feels better. It's really just a moment at the beginning where we can all settle in and convene. Closing your eyes, and we're going to bring gentle awareness to the out breath. So often we attend to the in breath, take a deep breath. But we're already there. We're already in our inhale. Often we're a little bit stuck there with the stresses and the world that we live in. So if you could attend more to your exhale here and let the inhale happen on autopilot. Perhaps also allowing your out breath to go beyond your normal range. Perhaps you can rinse a little bit extra out of your out breath than you might ordinarily do. That can then provide more reflex in your inhale. Taking a couple more focused exhales. And then we're going to lead ourselves through some progressive breathing. I'm going to count for our inhale and our exhale, with an extra emphasis again on the exhale. So we're going to go in for 4, out for 5, in for 6, out for 7, and so on. It's important that your spine is very much vertical, and if that means sitting with your back against a wall or coming to standing or even kneeling, please do so, so it makes you in the most optimal alignment you can to increase the capacity of your breath. So again, with the eyes closed, you're taking a couple more cleansing breaths. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and breathe gently, noticing whatever there is to notice and observe in the capacity of your breath now, having stretched it from the inside out. Very lightly opening your eyes now and bringing yourself to lying on your back, knees bent, hands resting on your pelvis. And you may choose to close your eyes when you reach that position. Let the shape of your body as it meets the mat gently make an imprint like the imprint of your body in warm sand. It's not that you're pushing or forcing down, you're just allowing, you're yielding to the surface underneath you. Feeling the back of your head, the round curve of your skull, and the weight dropping into the floor beneath you. The weight of your ribs and its contents, wide and heavy, dropping into the mat. The lightness in your lower back, and then the heaviness and the curve of your pelvis. And feel again the shape and weight as it meets the mat. Then, of course, the soles of your feet, your footprints in the sand, the weight of your legs pouring evenly down through your feet and down through your pelvis. So your legs are awake and participating. And then we're going to gently begin moving through the pelvis. So you're going to allow your pubic bone to rise as your pelvis lengthens. And then allow your pubic bone to reach forwards and dive down between the seams of your legs. And then back towards you, gently rocking your pelvis in this forwards and back motion. As you're moving your pelvis, it's also possible here to let your head relax and respond to the invitation of your pelvis. So your spine connects the two, and as you move one end, it can have an influence on the other end. So perhaps you can feel for a little wave traveling through, giving the suggestion of a nodding yes to this quiet and peaceful moment we're sharing today. Let's do that 2 or 3 more times, enjoying the massage for your spine, but also for your hips, the hip sockets. And then when you complete your last one, find a gentle, happy place between those two extremes. And then we're going to move from side to side. So this is super gentle, basic movement, but it's also the foundation of so much of the function of our day-to-day lives in our bodies. So these are movements that are so valuable and worthwhile keeping in our practice. So you've got one hip bone rising, one falling, and your knees are just very slightly rising and falling in response. There's no sway, just a gentle rise and fall. And again, as we noticed our head move when we did the forward and back movement, perhaps there's something occurring or the possibility of something occurring. Maybe your head wants to roll a little in the opposite direction. Maybe it wants to roll in the same direction. Maybe it just wants to chill. It's only about observing, tuning in, being curious. Doing this twice more. And then once you've completed your twice more, you're then going to go ahead and find that middle point between the two. From here, we're going to circle. This is one of my favorites, is getting to massage round in a circle. So we do the first part that we practice, the pubic bone rises, the sacrum lengthens, and then you're going to circle to one side, round the corner as it were. Circle all the way to the other side and up. And go ahead and keep going in the same direction. Maybe there's some clicks and pops. Maybe there's some areas where it feels a bit sticky. And you can linger in that direction. Find a little bit more out of it. And then at absolutely any point, you're going to invite that circle to change direction and take that fluid flow in the other direction. And it might have a little bit more resistance initially before it eases out, because we literally set up a fluid flow, a whirlpool in motion, and we had to change that flow as we changed direction. And then at any point when you feel ready to, you're going to let that come to settle, finding the middle point. And you can feel maybe there's more ease, pelvis might feel a bit more level, maybe there's some heat somewhere. Anything's possible and everything is possible. Bringing attention to your feet now. Feel the footprints. We use the image of this warm sand. I want you to pick the heel up of your left foot, keeping the toes spreading into the mat. And then pull your heel gently away from your toes and place it down. Repeat that on the right foot. The heel lifts up, the toes spread out, and reach your heel gently back towards your right buttock. And we're going to keep changing, like you're just gently walking on the spot, one foot then the other. And it's the stretch of your heel towards your bottom that's going to waken up the arches of your feet, It's going to gently wake up the backs of your legs, and we'll make sure we are doing it gently so it doesn't create a cramp or overwork feeling in the back of your leg. And then as we're doing this, can you check back in with your breathing just to make sure you are still breathing? Just doing one or two more so that you finish evenly on the right, and then rest. Clasp your hands now behind your head. Interlace your fingers. Have your eyes open now. If you're susceptible to migraines or headaches with this one, just do the movement of your arms. Don't include the movement of your gaze. So we're going to reach your elbows up and towards each other, and then reach your elbows out and down, up and towards each other, and out and down. As you reach your elbows up, without moving your head, take your gaze down. So you're looking towards your cheekbones, and then looking up towards your eyebrows as you take your elbows out. Down to your cheekbones, up and back to your eyebrows as the elbows go down. We're gently mobilizing the occipital nerve, which is really useful for reducing stress, taking strain out of your eyes, good for tension headaches, and many other things. Twice more. Check in with your breathing. And then gently release and bring your arms down by your side. Notice how that feels. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling now, palms facing each other, and we're going to do gentle shoulder shrugs. Inhale, reach your fingertips towards the ceiling, and then as you exhale, spread your collarbones, spread your shoulder blades, and bring your arms back in the sockets. Inhale up, and exhale down. You're going to keep your arms long as you repeat this movement. So your fingertips stay reaching towards the ceiling, even as your shoulder blades come back down. That's it. Let's do this one more time. And then float your arms by your side. Edge your feet closer to your bottom. We're going to do a little bit of bridging. So we've got width across the back of the shoulders and into the back of the arms from those last movements. So it helps us to have some information around where we're going as we bridge. So we've got our feet really firmly planted, and you're going to firmly plant them even more till your pelvis just has to levitate up. And it's your pelvis levitating up, not your ribs, because we're going to stay on the back of the arms, back of the shoulders. Inhale into your ribs at the back when you reach the top, and then exhale, melt the whole spine back down gradually. We're not doing a tuck and roll or any of that. It's very light and gentle. Stand into your feet. Slight tilt with your pelvis. Yawn open the front of your hips. Your ribs stay in your body. Inhale at the top. Exhale, coming down. And as we come down, there's also an opportunity to find a little bit more length. Let's go one more time. Standing into your feet. And as you come down, reach your pelvis away. Great. we're going to add a little bit of movement on the way down. So let's all go up to the top of our bridge and pause there. We're going to take our pelvis now into a figure of 8, a helix movement. As we do that helix movement, we're going to gradually come down a little bit at a time until your pelvis eventually completely lands on the mat. Stand into your feet and your arms, come back up. So we've got one half of the pelvis goes down, out and up. The other half goes down, out and up, down, out and up. So we're doing this little scoop with the half of your pelvis. And as it's doing that, you can gradually bring it down closer and closer to the mat. Yes, very nice. We'll make this our last one. And then when you settle down from your last one, you can edge your feet forwards and then bring them together, feet and knees together. Place your hands back on your pelvis again. Yes, we're going to do some bent knee openings, both knees to start with. Open your knees and then close your knees. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. When your knees close, make sure they connect with one another, like you're just a little magnet at the top of the knees, touch, and then they open. We're keeping the soles of your feet, your big toes, down on the mat. So we've got so many different variations of doing this movement. Today we're keeping your feet flat, yes, and just opening your knees. Let's go into alternate. Inhale, open one leg, exhale, close. Inhale, open the other leg, exhale, close. Inhale, exhale. And by all means, because we know breathing is a tool, not a rule, you can reverse the breathing pattern if it feels like it might serve you better. Let's do one or two more, just to feel even and balanced in your body. Keep your feet and knees together, and you're going to bring your arms back up to the ceiling where we had them before. Take one arm over your head. Then you're going to circle it out to the side and round and meet it back up where it began. Take the other arm over your head, out and round. Make sure your candles are nowhere near being knocked over. And then we'll do the other side. Over, out and around. Over, out and around. Noticing if your knees are drifting away from each other. Noticing if there's anything curious about doing one arm around in this way. And you've got the option now where you can continue as you are with this movement, or you can do bent knee opening one leg, the opposite to the arm. So as your arm goes over and around, your leg is opening and then closing. Opposite arm to leg. Your arm has greater distance to go, but you're looking for the coordination, the mindful movement opportunity. And you also feel the magnet of your knees click and connect together. It's a great little brain gym experience in your body. Taking this just one or two more times. Beautiful. And then when you've finished your last one, just bring your feet apart, your arms by your side, and check in with yourself here. Slowly and gently now roll over onto your side. And we're going to move into some thoracic rotations and then a little combination. So the first thing we're going to do is interlace our hands, our fingers holding our head. Make sure you're lining yourself up, that your knees aren't too far forwards, your heels are under your bottom, and that you're actually looking forward. So sometimes we get into like a really snuggly, sleepy position, but we're still active. And then you roll across your underneath arm, the back of your shoulders, and you look as far back as you can. Use the weight of the top leg to invite you forward. Roll across your underneath shoulder. Take your gaze to look at your arm behind you. And there's a really lovely sensation of the top leg inviting you back again. And it's almost a feeling of melting with this movement. It really is lovely. And you can introduce a little bit forwards as you come, so you can roll towards your chest and then roll back. Just doing what feels good, as if it was a massage and you were saying to the person doing the massage, do a little bit more here. You can linger and enjoy the movement as it serves you. So we'll do one more time. And then we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of fire hydrant. Leave your arms where they are. They're fine here. Flex your feet a little bit and stand into your bottom arm, bottom leg, and float your top leg up. So we just float and then lower. This is your fire hydrant. So your foot comes with your knee. It's not like a clam movement. That's it. Send the bottom leg down to release the top leg. The next time your leg is lifted, we're going to leave it up there for a femur arc. So it floats up, it stays up, and then you're going to come forwards a bit and arc back a bit. Forwards a bit and back a bit. And your leg is really just swinging like a pendulum, moving in the socket. Your underneath side, your underneath leg is counterbalancing that. So there's a heaviness in it to help you. Maybe this feels good and you want to just carry on here, or you want to go back to the thoracic rotations, or you're going to play the game of combining the two. So you roll back as your leg comes forwards, roll forwards as your leg goes back. So they're doing the opposite. Looking for that gooey melting upper body and the swingy pendulum leg. Let's just do one or two more. And then rest there. Well done. Rolling over to the other side so that we can even everything out. Setting up your side lying position, clasp your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and do make sure that You're looking forward, your elbows are forwards, your heels are underneath your bottom. That's it. And then roll melting across the back of your shoulders. Heavy top knee to bring you back. When we do this rotation movement, it's important that your belly button comes with you, because sometimes we can do a kind of hingy thing and it can actually cause some discomfort in your lower back. So if you just go, ugh, let it go and let it come with you, and maybe that means that your pelvis rolls a little bit. That's okay. Everything's okay. There's no pelvis police coming to say your pelvis moved. Oh my goodness. It's really okay. Remember, you've got that option to melt forwards a little bit as well. And making it as oozy and melty as possible. All right. I think we're ready. Keep your hands supporting your head. Let's go into the fire hydrant. When we do that, you do flex your feet, meet the mat underneath you, and that releases your top leg. It's just a tiny movement. So give weight to the floor underneath you and lift your leg up. That's it. So you don't even, lift is not even the right word. It just floats. And it's really quite small. So for some of you, you're lifting quite high, and it really is just, it reminds me of it at ballet, when we had the ballet bar and your arm would just do that little floating thing, the breathing bit. It's got that kind of quality to it. It just lifts. And then we can just float up and keep it there to go into our femur arc. And again, it's got a real ease and swing to it. We know that your lower back is going to be quiet here, but we don't have to put any force there. That's it. And if you're fancy, you can point your toe as you go back, flex as you come forwards, but you don't have to. And you can continue as you are with this lovely femur arc, or you can add that with the rotation, or maybe you just want to do the rotation on its own. Can you find the easy melty feeling and the pendulum swinging? Just doing it a couple more times. And when you've done your last couple, you can have a rest, and we're going to lay over on your front. Settling into being on the front of your body, it's quite a different experience to when you lie on your back. So allow yourself to yield and spread in the same way as we talked about on your back. We're then going to do the same sort of in reverse movement with our feet. So you're going to tuck your toes under and reach your heel away. See if the back of your leg will come up, and then release, and then do the same on the other side. So you tuck your toe under, press away, see if the back of your leg might come up a bit or stretch a bit, and then release. And do that a couple more times on each side. And then we're going to go into our baby looks. So your arms are in a diamond position, And your armpits are as close to the floor as you can make them. Your cheek is turned to one side. And in this position, you're going to start to focus on your breath again. It's possible here to notice that length is available as you breathe out. And that's the piece that we're going to take. So when you breathe out, you're then going to lift and turn your head to the other side. Breathe in. As you breathe out, let that length carry your head to the other side. So you're going to keep doing that in your own time. And then gradually we're going to build up our range of movement. So on the exhale, you can start to lift your head and look over towards your elbow and put your head down. And then your head comes round and looks towards the other elbow. But every time, it's the length given to you by the exhale that takes you there. Keep going and start to look over your shoulder a little bit. It's very small. Your ribs are still on your mat. Your boobs might come off, but your ribs stay down. That's it. Because we're taking the length and we're looking around, your shoulders can move. So this is called baby looks. So now we can really get the sense of looking around towards your feet, and yet still your lower ribs are on the mat. Do this 2 or 3 more times. This is a really good one to practice regularly to counteract computer work, sewing, grandchildren babysitting, and all of the things. Great. And then when you finished your last 1 or 2 there, we're going to come into a little child pose. So bring your bottom back towards your heels and reach your arms forward, head low. From here, we're going to slide our hands towards our knees and lift up into high kneeling, rolling through your spine. And then we're going to roll back down, rolling towards your knees, sending your bottom back out into the child pose. Sliding in, rolling up. If kneeling is not available to you, you're just going to go ahead and, well, high kneeling, you can do quadruped, do your cat stretch, or you can go into lying on your back and hugging your knees in towards your chest. But we're going to do this 2 or 3 more times. And then this time, as we come up to high kneeling, we're going to stay there in our high kneeling. Again, if high kneeling isn't available to you, the option would be to go into bridging that we did earlier. Okay, so you can do that. All right, clasp your hands behind your head. And we're going to do a little lean back. Little tiny thigh stretch. And then when you come forwards, a little baby chest lift. Thigh stretch. Chest lift. Thigh stretch. Chest lift. Keep going. That's it. The chest lift, your neck is lengthening rather than bending. That's better. Yeah. Thigh stretch. Do this once more. Thigh stretch. Chest lift. And from here, you're going to come up to standing. Step forwards onto one foot, push up, and then have your feet ever so slightly apart, so hip socket width apart, or they can be together if that's better for you. Hands on your hips, and go ahead and press down through your toes to lift your heels up. Currently calling this movement the nutcracker. So imagine you're very vertical, like those nutcracker dolls. And then the option is available to you now to do this with your eyes closed. Once more. Release your arms down by your side. Keep your eyes closed or close them if they were open. Feel how your feet meet the floor. Feel how you rise out of your feet. The crown of your head floats towards the ceiling because you meet your feet. You meet the earth underneath you. Bring awareness to the exhale as we did at the beginning of class today. So you fully exhale, and the inhale is the reflex. And then slowly letting the light come in through your eyelids, blinking your eyes open. Well done. So taking a moment, you can come over